Do you have any friends who you have no idea what they do for a living?
I'm a firm believer that one of the biggest pillars of friendship is not really knowing what your best friend does for a living. Like, I know her job title.
Girl, I don't know what my best friend do. I have not a fucking clue.
TikTok creator I Want to Be Paulina doesn't know what her best friend Maisha does. And when she goes to her home to ask her, Maisha happily explains.
Now tell them folks what the f you do, because I don't know.
I am in quality for a health insurance plan. I got here probably because I am a nurse. I'm an LPN, and that experience.
All right, girl, this ain't no interview. Girl, I don't know what she do.
She even continues to hype up her job well after her friend stopped listening.
Okay.
I work with providers.
Okay, and
to make sure they give quality health care.
And I don't care how you flip it, dip it, change it, or rearrange it. Dyslexia and this ADHD is not gonna remember that shit. Okay? I still don't really know what that entails, but I know that check paid for those Applebee's 2 for $20s. Okay, thank you.
And I get to work from home.
Yeah, we in here. All right.
So what is this job that pays well, lets you work from home, and has great job security? You may have dozed off briefly when Maisha was explaining it because, well, you may consider it a boring job. No little girl or boy grows up wanting to ensure quality for health insurance plans, but what if boring jobs like this are actually the secret to your happiness? We all have one of these friends who quietly does their job. We don't really know what the heck they do all day, but they rarely complain about the highs and lows, and they seem to be making good money, which poses the question, what if we need to stop following our passions and start finding easy jobs with high rewards? One issue that many of us face is we choose a job that we understand. I call these TV careers, where we often gravitate to the same 12 jobs characters on TV tend to have. Journalist, teacher, lawyer, nurse, doctor, therapist, architect, so on. If you limit your job prospects to jobs you already understand, then you're likely missing out on picking the right job for you. Choosing a common career path that is familiar to many people can lead to increased competition, limited improvement of work conditions, and potentially lower wages. On the other hand, less popular professions, which may appear less fergalicious, can offer advantages such as higher pay, specialized training, and greater job security. The biggest risk? You may be doing something boring. Your parents won't be able to explain what you do for a living, and you may stare out the window wistfully wondering what your life could have been like had you become a Hollywood director. But the potential benefits are immense. The idea that you should choose a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life is nonsense. Work is work. You work to make money, and while you can enjoy your job, it will still feel like work from time to time. So be sure that you're picking a job that pays you well, you find pleasant, and affords you the time and money for your hobbies. Boring jobs are often associated with established industries and positions that are less likely to be affected by economic fluctuations. This stability provides a sense of security, allowing individuals to plan for the future, maintain a steady income, and build financial security. Also, an advantage to some boring jobs are the predictable hours, allowing individuals to have better control over their work-life balance. Jobs that are less demanding or intense in nature often provide more flexibility, allowing employees to spend quality time with their families, pursue personal interests, or engage in hobbies outside of work. While exciting jobs may seem glamorous from the outside, they often come with high levels of stress and pressure. Boring jobs, on the other hand, tend to have fewer demands and responsibilities, resulting in lower stress levels. And this can contribute to better mental and physical well-being, reducing the risk of burnout or chronic stress-related issues. Take, for instance, this anonymous person quoted on BuzzFeed. He works as a maintenance technician who puts in 4 10-hour days and gets 3 days off each week. He says, "I bring nothing home with me after my workday ends." While exciting jobs may seem appealing, it's important to acknowledge that not everyone finds satisfaction in them. Take, for instance, Kia Myers-Dugan, whose LinkedIn profile reads, "Recovering entrepreneur." Anyone who has ever been an entrepreneur can attest that entrepreneurship is the ultimate anti-boring job, to the point of Potential absolute soul-crushing burnout.
Maybe I have done something so wrong that has brought me to this place of extreme burnout, lack of motivation. That feeling of being trapped was super humbling and really made me fall back in my chair. I was breathless after that. And so that is what kind of started this tumble down this dark mental health corridor.
As a culture, we put the idea of being an entrepreneur and being your own boss on a pedestal without taking into consideration how grueling it can be to get a business off of the ground. Kia has since gone to work at Deloitte as a learning and development manager, where she traded the highs and lows of entrepreneurship for the stability of working a great job. I am personally a business owner as well, and I did a video on the dark side of entrepreneurship, so that will be linked below if you want to hear the nitty-gritty behind the scenes of making a business. Sometimes boring jobs can provide individuals with the opportunity to pursue their true passions outside of work. By opting for a stable job that may not be their dream career, individuals can allocate time, energy, and financial resources to hobbies, side projects, or entrepreneurial endeavors that truly ignite their passion. This balance allows for a fulfilling life outside of the job itself. I had a manageable job in human resources that I loved. While I didn't consider it boring, it had many of the positive traits of the classic boring job. It played to my strengths, paid me a great wage, and I had the energy after work to pursue my passions. That's how I was able to start this YouTube channel. Had I had a hyper demanding job, I wouldn't have been able to build my highly successful career coaching business on the side, eventually leave my full-time job, and live my rewarding lifestyle. Paul Lieberstein from The Office shared on the Off the Beat podcast that he had dreams of becoming a drummer until he met an actual professional drummer.
I had this experience. We were on vacation. There was this drummer and he had a couple electric drums there. And I thought it was really cool. And I came up to him during a break and asked him about it. And we got to talking and he's like, "You want to be a drummer? God, don't be a drummer. This is awful. This is horrible." And no drummer had ever said that to me before.
Not all of us have an Obi-Wan Kenobi appear like that to give us the warning we need to move away from a hobby or passion that would ultimately make us miserable if we were paid for it. It's an unfortunate reality for many people that making their hobbies their job is the fastest way to hate their hobbies, such as the music enthusiast who now works long, stressful hours coordinating concerts, the crafty fashionista who enjoys making unique headbands only to hit a breaking point after she's created, packed, and shipped her 1,000th headband, and the writer who isn't paid enough despite the crushing pressure of constantly churning out content, bringing new meaning to the word dead in deadline. Karen Kilgariff and Georgia Hardstark, who are comedian hosts of the wildly popular podcast My Favorite Murder, said that despite all of their success in the entertainment industry, discussed on their podcast how if you like TV and movies, don't work in the business. It apparently destroys the magic. With a boring job, you do risk being, bored. And boredom can have devastating effects on mental health. So the ultimate goal may be to find a job boring enough to keep stress levels low and predictability high, while the work is stimulating enough to not feel like you're reenacting the solitary confinement scenes from The Count of Monte Cristo. And of course, boring jobs are not for everyone. There are lots of people who enjoy their exciting jobs. I just don't think it's as many people as you'd expect. I know this because I have personally coached thousands of people to land jobs, and often they are running away from the exciting jobs and the toxicity they experience there. If that sounds like you, then I will link a quiz that will help you to determine what strategy you need to land more job offers. Now, this quiz has been said to be eerily accurate, so I will link that below. There are also seasons in our lives when an exciting job is exactly what we need. We are learning a lot. working hard, and having invaluable life experiences. But then there are other times in our lives we want to slow down. We're in our Jimmy Buffett era. We want to have more flexibility, work less. And if that's the case, it may be a time for a boring job for you. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. So consider what season of life you are in and pick what's right for you. Avoid making the choice based on what may impress others in your life and instead focus on opportunities that fit your lifestyle best. Let me know in the comments what job you have. Would you say it's boring or exciting? You've got this. Wi-Fi high five.